other thing that I saw was on page 4, the paragraph about, looks like the third paragraph on the page about remedial reading. It was a question about the special education teacher contract and health insurance basically driving the budget. I think that was Dave who made that comment, not myself. So those were the only two things that I saw. Anyone else? All right then. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the December 4th, 2017 Budget Committee meeting as amended, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are unanimous. All right, moving on to new business. We have 3 things we're going to review and go over tonight. The first 2 apply to the town, and the first one being the new police union contract that was approved by the town council, I believe, at their meeting last week. So, Steve, if you'd step up and just quickly,
no problem.
If you want to, for the cameras, give a quick overview of what you distributed to us earlier.
You all have a memorandum in front of you outlining the proposed agreement between the town and the NEPBA. We reached a 5-year agreement. It's going to begin in fiscal year 2018 and go through 2023, not 13, sorry. The first 2 years will provide a flat $2.25 increase to all employees covered by the agreement. The last 3 years, they'll see a 3% increase in their salaries. So the estimated cost in 2019, this will be actually going on the ballot, is $98,003. 2020 is $98,003 as well. Fiscal year 21, it'll be $34,562. Fiscal year 22, $35,599. In fiscal year 23, $36,667. The increase also in their hourly rate for detail pay. This is covered by fees that we charge, so there's no impact on the tax rate on that. Year 1 is going to go from $40 to $45. Year 2, $45 to $46. Year 3, $46 to $47. Year 4, $47 to $48. And year 5, $48 to $49. Sick time buyback is going to be at $250 if they don't use their sick time. That's what we'll buy back. Healthcare buyback, the employee will receive 25% of the town's cost of the plan. That saves us money because we don't have to pay for the full plan. And there's going to be an increase in the education incentive, and associates will go from $650 to $800, bachelor's $900 to $1,050, and a master's of $1,150 to $1,300. And finally, the increase in life insurance from $15,000 to $50,000. That's actually what all non-union employees currently get. So it just makes it equal to what the non-union employees. This was passed unanimously by the council, and this would only need a recommendation of yea or nay from the budget committee after the public hearing.
Thank you. Questions for Steve with regard to the new police contract? Jeff?
For the education incentive, is that a yearly
Yes.
stipend? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Just, I think I'm clear on this, but just to check, so the fiscal year increases you're showing are cumulative, right? It's $98,003 for the first year, $196,006 for the second year. Each year is cumulative to the one before?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Hearing no other questions, I guess we're all set with the police contract. Next on the agenda is just the town's default budget, which the first time since I've been involved with this actually looks like it came in lower than the proposed. So,
yeah, the town council approved their default budget, which pursuant to state law, that's under their purview and goes on the ballot. The council is proposing a default budget of $11,632,790, which is a reduction of $409,941 over the proposed budget that's before the budget committee now. The major areas that would be reduced, buildings and grounds, that $75,000 would be removed for the contingency building repair fund. Fire rescue, $18,692 for overtime. Capital reserves would be reduced $255,285. And that's really the large ones. The ones that you'd see an increase are human resources, decrease. Let me go back to that one. Town clerk, tax collector, you'll see an increase of $21,272. That's a contractual obligation because we have more elections next year. We have to do those. Finance, $24,100 for the financial software. IT, same. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Buildings and grounds, while we see a reduction of 75, there will be an increase over the current year budget of 46,000 for the facilities director position. So the budget overall would be $115,991 higher than the current operating budget.
Questions for Steve? I guess just a framing question so everyone's clear. You say the town council adopted the default budget, but the calculations are pretty much all driven by statute, correct? I mean, is there
Correct.
any actual decision-making involved on the council's
Not really.
part?
It's basically it's contractual obligations. You add those minus any one-time expenditures. Say if we had a one-time purchase of a fire truck in the operating budget, you'd remove that since it's a one-time item. Other than that, it's really a formula we have to go through and just adding whatever's contractually obligated versus any reductions.
Other questions?
So the capital reserve, is that for the roads and the buildings and things like that we were talking about?
Right, whatever we added for over the previous year would be removed.
So basically, this budget is 100,000 more than last year's, but
Yep.
if they don't pass the actual budget, that's about a difference of about 385. Okay, all right, I got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Anybody else? Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, Lisa, are you speaking to the?
That was a good lead-in to the school default budget. So it is basically a calculation based on where the prior year's adopted budget is and any known salary changes and contracted services that we need to put in. So on the school side, the primary driver is salary and benefits increases, offset by some one-time reductions there was a new program for the reading program that was pulled out. The additional dollars for staff development were pulled out. Any new raises were not put in there as well. And Buildings and Grounds had a proposal for a utility truck and another mechanical piece of equipment. I'm trying to remember if it was a loader or what trying to remember what the other equipment was. But a couple pieces of equipment. It was a lease. So that was removed from there. Any new equipment, put it that way.
So just looking quickly through it, it looks like the largest increase of the default budget relative to what was adopted is in 1100 regular education, and the largest decrease would be in guidance if the
Right,
default budget
and that was really
adopted.
true changes in staff. So there were changes in staff, salaries, and benefits. And then also, to the extent anyone changed a health insurance election is also factored into there. So it's salaries and benefits.
Questions?
So looking at it, the default budget is about $290,000 more than the proposed
Difference
budget.
from the fiscal year 19. So the default, I should say, is $20,819,259.
And the
which-
difference from last year,
From is $2,015,082.
okay.
Very large, basically all of which is driven by the bond.
And contracts,
Bond.
transportation contracts as well, and the bond
Yeah.
principal is a big part of it. because we are paying a
I have
portion
a
of
Jeff?
interest.
Did you say that raises were not included in the?
Any new administrative raises, so it's
Oh,
what
okay, so
they
not the
currently
teacher
have, but not
contract.
to add to that.
Not the contract.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Because there isn't a contract, but for teachers, there is a contract in place, so we have to
Okay,
build
so
those
it's just
in.
administrative.
I should have said administrative.
Thank you.
Thought I did.
Anybody else? Thank you.
Okay.
And that is all of the regular business we have on the agenda tonight. Anybody have anything else they'd like to bring up?
So we're not going to do another session next week, then? I'm assuming we're all good before the holidays. Or, I mean, we have the hearing, but we don't have any more reviewing anything.
Unless we get petition
Okay.
warrants that come
Cool.
in.
No, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, so actually, good point to transition to. Next week is the town budget hearing, which will sort of be a two-part event, one being the town operating budget, and then the second being the public hearing on the police contract. Please, if for any reason you're not going to be able to attend, let me know, because we will need quorum, obviously, to vote on that, and we do like to have a full 11 votes accounted for when it goes on the warrant. That's, very nice to see, I guess is all I'd say. If there,
Remind is it Monday at 7?
yes, Monday at 7
Here?
here,
Perfect.
yes.
Thank you.
Unless for some reason they bump us upstairs, but that hasn't happened in quite a while. All right, if that's all, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Dan. Second? Second. Thank you, Joan. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, everybody.